well. I hope you're well rested, enjoying your someone home to receive them. If not, have someone look out, have a crafty surveillance system, and don't leave your boxes outside. That way, no one knows what you have purchased. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. Glad to see everyone, talk to everyone. Um, I watched this movie the other night, produced by Todd Tucker and Candace Burris. Both of you, or some of you rather, say both of you, some of you may have heard of. She was a cast member on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Excuse me, I'm getting a little discombobulated. I've been out all day and I'm a little tired, but I wanted to get this live out. She and her husband are going through a divorce, but anyway, they produced this movie called The Pass. It has another housewife who's a current castmate who's in the movie. Okay, so check it out. The Pass. You can watch it on Tubi. Would you, as a married person, give your spouse a pass to cheat? Both of you, okay? Would both of you get in agreement to give one another a pass to have a one-time affair, hookup with another individual? Weigh in. I have asked this question on my community page, pertaining to storylines and hypothetical situations. This is basically one of my what would you do moments, because that's an extension of the vote itself. Tropicana says no. Amy says no. Make sure you guys take the poll on my community page. Thank you. I'm trying some new instant coffee. Juan Valdez, I'm sure you heard of him. This little container that I bought, $7, because I've yet to get a coffee maker. So I'm doing instant at the moment. And instant isn't the best, especially for people who are coffee connoisseurs such as myself. I consider myself a coffee. Weigh in, give each other a one-time pass to cheat. I want you to watch this movie because it's got an ending that's going to blow your mind. It goes way deep in the belly of the beast of infidelity. Something else, but I'm not going to mention it because it gives away what happens in the movie. But baby, it's a good movie. Candy Burris is also in the movie. She and Todd Tucker are currently married. She just filed for divorce from him last month. So they both produced this movie. She was a housewife on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and another housewife that's in the movie is also, and she's also currently on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Candy, she's in the movie. She was a former doing her own thing right now. Maybe one day she'll go back, because they usually do venture back to the show. But anywho, baby, when I say what I find interesting about this young lady's character, Drew Sidora, who plays this character, she just filed for divorce from her husband in real life. So don't you find it strange? Two women in the movie who are doing things they probably should not be doing in real life are currently divorcing their husbands. Each one filed first, from my understanding. Very interesting. What's that old saying about life imitating art? Indeed. Yes, Wigan, thank you so much for joining me. Amy says my Keurig broke, so it's instant for me too. Oh, okay. Yeah, those Keurigs cost 50 plus. They go up past $100. I'm not wanting to pay 50 for the Keurig, and I'm not wanting to pay $100 for a Keurig. I got things I need to pay for. I need more important things in this apartment besides a Keurig. I need a coffee maker, and naturally I can always, break down and just get one that's a low-level brand. So long as it brews, it's all good. But let me tell you what I found on one of those coffee makers. I had looked up the Bella last month. That was the cream color one. That's got the two-level where you can use a mug or long coffee cup, travel cup. I could have sworn it popped up under my search in another people who live in California. So maybe some people who bought this brand of coffee maker or whatever, they ended up getting cancer. I said, oh, hell no, we don't need nothing. But see, I heard or I read recently that really using those coffee makers aren't good, the plastic, because you keep brewing inside of a plastic container. Just like not to microwave your food in microwave dishes, it should be heated like on the stove. But we already know it's easier to just put something in a plastic container, Tupperware bowl or whatever, and microwave it inside. And they also said the same thing about water bottles. They should be reused. I guess when I cheat and reuse the sandwich meat containers, I know I do save those. I don't have an abundance of them. I'm not a hoarder, but I do reuse them. And I'm sure I'm doing a faux pas by reusing them and also microwaving food in them. Hey. Oh, and today Queen went and got her mammogram done. Finally, I'm over a year and a half behind on that. So we finally got it done. And honey, they pushed and tugged and tugged and tugged at these knockers and had my head twisted every direction. When I say I am just now getting back home from running around today from the hospital, Walmart, long story, I finally got in this door at dark 30. And I told myself, I've got to stop doing this. I've got to stop being out at night shopping because it's just for a woman to be out shopping. Because people, you know, the more bags you have, people think you have money. And I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. Hell, my kind friends didn't even send me no damn Christmas donations. Yeah, I'm saying it. One person sent me a Christmas donation. Only one of you. I said, well, I'll be damned. I guess I'm not that important. Nobody loves the Queen, but that's okay. I'm good. But I thank you all for patronizing the channel, commenting. Bonnie, wherever you are, you have been commenting under those shorts, and I appreciate that. Your opinion, and I will read you all the polls after I get a few of you in here and you give me your commentary pertaining to this subject matter. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you as well. You said I had to go vote on that question, so I missed a few minutes, but I'm back. Good for you. My mother died at the age of 62 from stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and when I say that left breast was nasty, she was walking around with a hole in her breast and covering it up and hiding it from her family members until one day she could not walk up to her own apartment. And that's when she finally got admitted into the hospital, and the doctor saw why she couldn't walk, because the cancer had spread to her. Please get a mammogram. Please get a colonoscopy. Ladies, you see anything funny downtown, don't look right, don't smell right, discharge, go to the bathroom. Excuse me, Lord have mercy. I think I'm tired. Go to the hospital. If you bleed from your rectum, go to the bathroom. Go to the hospital. Oh, I keep saying bathroom. This is crazy. And I know I don't have to go to the bathroom. Excuse me, a little off, you guys, because I'm very tired. But seriously, any discharge out your breasts, go to the hospital, go to your doctor. Bleeding from any parts of your body, go to the hospital, because you can get cancer anywhere. You have cancer in the brain, cancer in the throat, cancer in the breast, liver, anywhere. Stomach cancer, uterus cancer. And let me also say to some of you ladies who do not get your sugar mama checked, you need to get your sugar mama checked, especially if you have sex often with one or more partners, you don't use protection, you're getting discharges, burning discharges. baby, you need to run like hell because you can get, I believe it's ovarian cancer, if I'm not mistaken, from not treating STDs. That is how you get the cancer. And a lot of women and men too know that. And I learned that many years ago, that is the cause of ovarian cancer. I believe it's ovarian cancer. I don't think it's uterine cancer. It's one of them. Not getting your girlfriend checked and not getting treatment for the diseases, STDs. And most people, if you are a human being, you are not going to want to be walking around burning downtown because it's not going to be a great feeling down there, I'm sure. So now I get it. Some people probably don't. Some women probably don't. But side effects, depending on what it is that you catch, if it's hurting to use the bathroom, I think you'll want to go get that checked. And that's usually what starts the girly problems downtown. And why also, you can also become infertile from not getting your girlfriend checked and not getting your STDs treated. It can also cause infertility. So if you did not know that, you can get cancer from not getting checked, and also you cannot bear children. Now, at hand, if your boyfriend, husband, wife, either one of you, say to the other one, hey, I want to have a little fling. Could be the woman or the man. Hey, I want to have a little fling. I want you to have a fling as well. We'll only do it one time. We won't tell nothing about nothing. We'll just do it. And maybe later we come back and we mention, did you do it or you didn't do it? That's what's in that movie. Please check it out, The Pass. It is so good. I'm sure there are people who have given each other the pass. I'm sure there are people who have open relationships, people who swing. Common sense should tell anyone that's in a relationship, whether you are married or not, giving someone a pass to cheat is a bad idea. Unless you have, to me, you have detached yourself from the person to some form or another, then I can see you doing the pass, having hookups, flings, whatever you want to call them. Because to me, you're saying to the other person, I'm bored with you. I'm bored with what we're doing. Or you're admitting that you're a cheat, or you can't stay monogamous. So I'm going to throw this out at you. That way, I don't have to be caught cheating. I do a hookup, you do a hookup. Now, a lot of men, because it's always a catch-22. A man goes out here and he cheats. He thinks it's okay. But when the woman does it, he finds out, let's say she did a tit for tat. Oh, he's pissed off, mad, talking about it for days. Well, what's the difference? You cheated, she cheated. Kind of like that story I told you all about the other day, the guy and girl who were going live and they were arguing back and forth, the married couple, and they were putting all their dirty business out there about STDs and who was sleeping with whom, and they were throwing out names. It was bad. And they both ended up dead. This is why you don't do that. Because terrible things can happen, such as getting STDs, HIV, AIDS. Somebody decides they want to act a damn fool because you ain't leaving the other person alone. And then one person could actually start falling for the other person. This is why you don't need to be doing hookups, menage a trois, fours, whatever the hell you call them. I don't recommend it. Because I remember years ago, I was watching a program on, I believe it was Showtime or HBO. And it was this white couple that lived in Wisconsin. They decided to swing, okay? They decided to go outside of their marriage and have some fun. Well, long story short, The husband fell for one of the women he was swinging with, and eventually it caused a rift in his marriage to where he wanted to be with the other woman. So I don't recommend this for someone who does not want to leave their partner or their spouse, because this is probably the road that you're going to go down if you decide to bring another person in your bedroom, okay? That's just common sense. Somebody's going to get attached. Somebody's going to become detached to get attached to somebody else, and then they may start picking up other people. And so what you agreed on, okay, let's swing with this girl, let's swing with this couple. Now somebody's swinging with extra partners, but they're not telling you. And that's usually what happens. When you open Pandora's box to swing, hook up, open lifestyle, somebody is not going to be transparent. If you think that person is going to be transparent, you have to be just an utter fool. Because like I said, how you start isn't how you finish. And you're opening the floodgate when you start bringing other people into your bed, or you're getting in their bed, however it goes. It's a dangerous game. Do you all remember that movie, Consenting Adults, a long time ago? Very, very good. Partners, just for the night, swap partners. And that became a big old mess. If you decide you want a good movie this weekend, you like watching, retro movies from the 90s, 80s, Consenting Adults is a very good movie. It's starring Kevin Spacey, and I think you'll like it. I think Kevin Spacey's in it. It's a very good movie. I've been single and celibate 17 years, and I love it. 17 years. Wait. You've been without sex for 17 years. Oh, I don't know if I can go 17 years. That's a long time. Damn, 17 years. Oh, wow. Well, you know what I've learned? And I'm just going to say this and be frank, because I always tell myself about what I say on this network, because I don't want anything coming back to haunt me later. I have learned from being a young woman up until now, 54, that the best sex is always with the guy who does not want a commitment. Why is that? Well, some of you are like, oh shit. Yeah, I'm being transparent. Why is that? The best sex I can say that I've had were with men who did not want a commitment. If they did, they didn't want it with me. Honestly. Now, there could have been a few down the road that I really, really liked or dated. The sex wasn't that extravagant. But the ones who don't have their shit together, yeah, I'm saying it on this live, don't have their shit together, don't have their mind right, don't have their priorities straight, they have the best sex. And I guess some women might say it about the bad boys. It's the same damn thing. They're never in tune to doing what is right, which is working, self-reliant, staying out of trouble, knowing how to communicate, knowing how to talk, being faithful. Always that mangy motherfucker that don't got no manners, don't know how to talk, he's rude. You can't say 2 words to him without him getting upset, storming off, throwing a tantrum. Oh, that's sex. But you meet that guy who's mild-mannered, probably well-spoken, educated, he'll talk to you, sex probably won't be that great. I'm just throwing it out there. And I'm not saying this is with all men, of course not. But I must admit, the best sex I've had with men were fuck-ups. Cheers. Say what? I watch it. Hell no. You watching what, crib? Life is just so sad. You know what I'm saying? On my way home tonight, I was thinking about how long I'm going to actually live. I said, Queen, if you live to be 80 something, you'll be doing good. Where are you going to be? What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be still living the same type of crazy way? No man, no husband, living in the same town. What are you going to be doing at 80 something? How's your health going to be? Are you going to have a memory? Will you know your name? Will you have to wear the pins? I was thinking about all that tonight for some weird reason. Because that shows you you're not guaranteed to see tomorrow. And that's why you need to live a full life. And young people need to understand this. You need to live your best full life. And I don't mean go out here and act a donkey's ass, thinking, well, I'm young, I got time, straighten up. You may have time, you may not. Because every time I look in the obituaries, I'm seeing more young people dying. 25, 22, 18, 32. They're dying from natural causes. They're dying from drug overdoses, car wrecks. Someone I know recently just died in a car wreck. Condolences to Larry's family, because that's kind of hitting me kind of hard. Because I just saw him a couple weeks ago, and he bought me a drink at the cafe. And then I looked at someone's Facebook post, his baby mother's post, and I was like, what is she talking about? He's gone. Just like that. So you see, 1 minute you're seeing somebody, and now they're deceased. Time doesn't wait on anyone. Just like this year, it's already the 26th of December. Somebody didn't get up this morning. And I always think about that with people when they pass away, whether they died naturally, an accident, homicide. What were they doing that day? How were they living? Did they get any type of weird feeling? What goals, dreams did they have? It's not good to. You want to buy that motorcycle? Buy it. You have the money? Buy it. You never colored your hair? You can always change it back. Do what you want to do, but within reason and common sense. Now, I'm going to share something crazy to you. How people are so ignorant. When I was in Walmart tonight, looking at the instant coffee, there was a lighter skinned man who was foreign, I don't know, German, something. I don't know what he was. He showed his phone because he didn't speak English. And he was saying, I'm trying to get some coffee that you boil with water, blah, blah, blah. So I was pointing to him the best coffee for that, because I had pointed to the coffee in the yellow can, what is it called, Costello or some brand. I was pointing to that. And then I was pointing to the one in the jar. The one in the jar is the instant coffee. The one that was in the can was ground coffee. And I was trying to tell him that the one in the can was for a coffee maker. He said he's saying, pointing at the can. And I'm like, no, that's not the one that you boil over water. I said, this is the one you boil over water, which was the instant one in the jar. Do you know that motherfucker took the can? Like, I guess he's going to tell me, I don't know what I'm talking about. I was just looking at this food. Why are you going to ask me which is the coffee that you use for boiling water only when I'm pointing to you saying, that one is for a coffee maker. This one is for instant. I said, this is the one that you want. He took the can. Well, he's going to be mad as hell when he gets home and thinks he's getting ready to have instant coffee, and he's getting ready to put ground coffee in a mug, boil the water, pour over it, and it's going to be coffee grains floating up in his damn coffee cup. But this is what happens. See, a damn foreigner that's stupid, arrogant, ornery, and stupid. Yeah, I said that. because you have a lot of men like that. A lot of foreign men are like that. They don't want nobody telling them nothing. Well, why even ask? You should have Googled it. You should have Googled it in your language, and they would have told you which coffee to get. They would have brought up a whole bunch of brands and told you what you needed. Hello, Lisa. Hello, everybody in the chat. Just stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. We live in a crazy world. But yes, today was a good day up until tonight when it took me forever to get home. But anyway, did the mammogram. Ugh. Lot went on with that. Twisting and turning your head and squishing your my boobies. And she was squishing them in that machine. Ugh. I'm glad it's over. Now, Monday, I go see the orthopedic surgeon, and naturally, I'm not quite ready for that because I had to lose some weight. It's what they wanted to lose some weight in order to do the surgery. And of course, I think I've lost that much to his criteria. But I'll go ahead and let them give me some more steroid shots, which I dread. I dread it because she sprays your knees with this freezing spray, and honey, it's like something you see in them scary movies where the leg pops off and the arm pops off because it's frozen. That's what your damn leg, that's what your knees feel like. When they spray it with that freezing spray, you cringe. So that's what I have to look forward to Monday. If I decide to get it. I may not get it. But other than that, let's read the results from the polls. Welcome to the Vault Excel, everybody. Nobody wanted to do the pass. I don't have any married people in the chat that would like to engage in the pass with their partner. Nobody in the chat wants to give his or her husband a one-time pass to have an affair. What? Shut your mouth. All right, everybody. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I just got an update. Let's see, off of this one guy's channel. Yeah, Ashley Butter, she's pled not guilty. Ugh, she's trash. Pure trash. Trying to find my channel. What is the deal? I hate this iPad. Santa Claus, you didn't bring me none of the things I wanted for Christmas. The list is too long. I guess he says, hell, I can't get all that down the damn chimney. I can't fit the things you want pointing down the chimney. Oh, my plate, thank you. Baked chicken, onions, and I had some of that thin angel hair pasta and a salad with also a side of broccoli and cauliflower because I was trying to get enough greens in there. You says, yes, Queen, I need bilateral knee replacement. The freezing and steroid injections are terrible, but it helps. Yes, it does help tremendously. It sure does help. I just dread getting it done. That's the thing. I might bypass it. I don't know, but we'll see. We've got time to relax this weekend. I don't even want to think about the damn sprays because it hurts so damn bad. Now they got some stuff in here about Scott Peterson. What the hell they got on about him? You know what I hate? Every time I go in the YouTube queue, there's always this just depressing stories, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. It's always red rum, as y'all like to say. Look at this picture of Queen when she was at the doctor's office today. I must say, I have a nice looking, healthy glow. Amen, amen. I can barely get up to make it to the doctor today. But, honey, you can watch them on Tubi and Lifetime. Oh, my goodness. That movies, they were so damn good. Thank you, Tropical. They were so good. I got to watch number 3. I got to go to Lifetime on demand so I can see if I can find single black female 3. I said, okay, this is getting like Jason. Now, how many installments y'all gonna make? Y'all don't know she ain't dead. You know, I hate movies like that where the people are talking and they're like, I thought she died. Well, honey, if you didn't get the insurance money from the house catching on fire, and they didn't tell you that there wasn't no dead bodies inside of the house when it caught on fire. I'm telling you, yeah. Well, you all didn't talk to the fire marshal, the fire investigator about not finding a body inside of the house when it caught on fire. I mean, oh my God. I don't want to tell you the movie, but it's the stupidest thing I've heard. All right. Going down the questions on my channel. So sit back, relax, get you some tea, some wine, liquor, milk, whatever you drink. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy this live stream. I couldn't wait to go live when I perked up and I finally did my hair Christmas Eve so I could look nice for you guys. Here we go, everybody. These are all the questions I have asked on the channel. And also, I did shorts on them too. Let me clarify. Would you date a person who smokes Mary Jane, which is marijuana, cigars, cigarettes, vape, they smoke hard drugs, choose dip, snuff, but you do not? 47 people voted. 15% of you said yes, you would date a person that did all of the above. 51% of you said no. 2% of you said you're not sure, and 32% of you said you ain't dating nobody that does this hard drugs. Ain't this a blip? What kind of commenters I got? All right. 51% said no. 51% said no. So the question before that was, would you date a smoker, but you do not? Almost the same amount of people voted. 40 people voted. Still neck to neck, almost. Okay, so now this is not neck to neck. This is kind of strange. Okay, 40 of you all voted. 53% of you said yes, you would date a smoker even though you don't. 45% of you said no. 3% of you said not sure. But then when you go back up to my question where I clarified what type of smoking, vape, cigarettes, cigars, whatever, only 15% of you said yes, you would. But then when I just said, would you date a smoker? 53% of you said yes, you would. That lets me know. I don't know about some of you all. 15%. No, 15% of you basically, when I stipulated all the different types of smoking products, 15% of you said yes. So more of you said no when I clarified the drugs. Snuff, vape, cigarettes, cigars, blah, 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 excuse me. Do you date a person you really like who has pets, but you're not really into animals? 63% of you said you would date a person who has a pet or more, whomever, but you ain't into pets. 26% of you said no, 11% of you said not sure. Did you spend Christmas alone this year? 56% of you said yes, 44% of you said no out of 41 votes. Would you date a man who has 7 or more kids, rather he has one baby mama or more baby mothers? 47 of you women voted. 4% of you said yes, you would. Shut your mouth. 91% of you said no, and 4% of you said you're not sure. Oh, wow. All right. He has an apartment, home, but no car. Do you date him? Hello, Jess. 86 people voted. Thank you so much. 29% of you said you're not sure, and quite a few of you commented. All right. Do you confront your husband after he's given you an STD? 62 of you ladies voted. Thank you so much for the votes. 94% of you said, yes, I'm confronting him. No, 6%. Is it right to pursue a man who has a woman? Now, some say so long as he's not married, he is free for the taking. Weigh in. 50 ladies voted. 12% of you said, yes, I would date him. He has a woman. 86% of you said, no. 2% of you said, you're not sure. Would you date a man who slept from place to place with a man, a woman, has a job, no job? Tricky, tricky, tricky. This is a guy that's sleeping everywhere. Pillar to post. He's in this person's apartment, this person's house, over here, hotel, outside, where the fuck he wants to sleep. 46 of you voted, and y'all, 9% of you said, yes, I would. 91% of you said, no, I would not date a guy like that, dating, who's moving around. Now, I think I asked you all the same question about pursuing a man who has a woman. Now I ask you, you date a man who has a woman? 61 of you voted yes. 3%. 3% of you said yes, excuse me. 95% of you said no, you would not. And then 2% of you said, I'm not sure. Would you date a man who has a job? Switched it around. But he sleeps in his car. Weigh in. Take the poll on my community page. Would you date a man who has a job, but he sleeps in his car? 14% of you said yes. 73% said no. 8% not sure. 4% says not too long, a month or less. And 49 of you all voted. Now, we're switching the questions around. Would you date a man who does not have a job? 47% of you voted. Now, I asked you about finding out that your husband has given you an STD. So I've given you 2 trick questions. One, would you confront him? Okay. And then the next one is, what would you do if you found out he gave you a venereal? 36 of you women voted. 89% said you would leave. 8% would stay. And 3% of you said, I'm not sure. 3 days ago, I asked you about The Path, which is the title of this live stream. It is also my second movie suggestion of the week. The Path, and the reason for my question, the movie. Would you give your husband a pass to cheat? And I meant to say both, so excuse me. Yes, 4% of you said you would give your husband a pass to cheat. 88% of you said no. 8% of you not sure. And then I said only once, and that was 0%. Wow, wow, wow. Got older evidence in that said crime. 56% of you voted, and 16% of you said yes, there will be an arrest. I was looking at the notification, sorry about that. You believe there will be an arrest, 16%. 38% of you said no. 32% said not sure. And then 14% of you said the suspect is deceased. How many friends do you have? 48 people voted. 29% of you said you only have one friend. 29% of you said you only have between 1 and 5 friends. 8% of you said you have 5 or more friends. And 33% of you said you don't have any friends. Wow. Also, I asked you about Mr. Trump making the 24th and 26th today national holidays, federal holidays. 57% of you said yes, you're glad that the 24th and 26th are federal holidays. 28% of you said no, 7% not sure, and 7% of you said 50-50, not good for undelivered mail. 67 people voted. Thank you so very much. Mandatory gift exchange for one or more coworker. 63 people voted. Yes, with a $10 or less limit. 24%. 57% of you said, hell no, I don't want to exchange gifts with coworkers. Buy gifts. 2% of you weren't sure. And then 17% agreed to draw names. 6 days ago, I asked you all how your shopping had went for Christmas. 57% of you voted. 35% said it was good. 7% of you said it was bad. 11% said in between. And 47% of you said not buying gifts this Christmas. Oh. Your child has been misbehaving. Do you allow others to give them Christmas gifts? 38 people voted. 50% said yes. 8% said no. 39% says if the behavior changes, and 3% said not sure. Your child has been acting up this Christmas. Would you take their Christmas gifts back? 42 people voted. 5% said yes. 50% said no. 40% said give them when the behavior changes. 5% not sure. So this is what's funny. Now, only 38 people voted when I said, would you take, how do you feel about the kids getting gifts from others? Okay. 39% of you said only if their behavior changes. Okay. But then with 42 people voting, I said, would you take the gifts back? And then you said, give the gifts when their behavior changes. 40%. So it's like neck to neck. 39%, you give them the gift if somebody else bought it. And then you took them, you give it to them if the behavior changed at 40%, if that's making any sense. So a 1% difference between giving the kids gifts that your friends or family gave them, and then 40% if you took the gifts away and decided to give them back to the kids if they behavior changed. Very interesting. Would you buy your child a $1,000 iPhone? 75 people voted. Thank you so much. 9% yes, 76% no, 1% not sure, and 13% said only if you're 16 to 18 years of age. Wow, wow, wow. Some of you said, hell no, we ain't buying no damn iPhone for no kids. Hello, everybody in the chat. Take the polls, everybody. Take the polls on my community page. Weigh in. I want to know how you all are thinking. I'm just going down my community page to check all the questions. Somehow she's acting a fool. She's not behaving. I just wanted to see how everyone voted on the questions. How many in the chat are married that's listening to this live stream or listening? I can't even get the screens jumping. I got 8 thumbs up. What's up with that? 8 people viewing. That's okay. I'm not going to hold you all long. I just wanted to come on, show my face. Happy belated Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. If I don't see you, hear from you, you don't come in the chat up until New Year. I want everyone to be safe. And I decided to share with you this live stream pertaining to the past, because I'm sure there are some people out here who live on the edge. There are many people who do, I don't want to say many, I don't really know the appropriate word to use, but I'll just say some, because we have a lot of people that live in the United States. I'm sure there are more people who do engage in menage a trois, open relationships. You know, you hear all these things that people do that people weren't doing a long time ago. If they did, it was hush hush. Now we just live in a world where everything's vagrant. And I'm noticing that. I was thinking about that the other day. 50,000 different hair colors on top of your head like a peacock, dressing with 50,000 different prints and colors, being overt with your sexuality. You're a trans, you're this, you like men, you like women, you got all these different titles for what type of person you are, which don't make no sense to me. I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm a billy goat. I just bullshit. Things we didn't do 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Because at that time I wasn't a young woman and a child. 40 years ago I was a kid. So hell no, we didn't talk about I'm a trans, I'm a this, I'm a binary, I'm a this. And even now, applications. They got 50,000 boxes for who you are. I'm a bird, I'm a plane, I'm Wonder Woman. Oh, give me a break. We didn't have this 30, 40 years ago. Men running around in skirts, dresses, carrying purses, high heels, painted up, made up. You never saw two men kissing in a commercial, hugging, holding a baby, having a child. Some of you may agree with that type of lifestyle, some of you may not, but you understand what I'm saying. 30, 40 years ago, they didn't want you cursing on public TV shows, soap operas. Every blue moon, they might show somebody that was gay in a soap opera storyline on TV or a TV show, but now it's more prevalent to be a man dressed up as a woman, saying he's a she. People overtly telling you they use drugs, smoke crack, smoke meth. People talk too damn much. Just tell everything. And I have to tell myself that. Be careful what you say. Because when you're out in public, sometimes it's not good to just tell everything that's on your mind. Going live on a live stream. You gotta go on Facebook Live to tell everybody that your boyfriend broke up with you. You found out that he was cheating. You found out he had sex with a man. You found out you caught an STD, your HIV. You gotta tell everybody. For what? We didn't do this years ago. We did not do this. Men on live streams talking bad about women, talking about they're this, they're that, they're ugly, they're fat, I was listening to a young kid today in public transportation. He was talking bad to a young lady on a live stream or a video chat, calling her a fat, this and that, B-I-T-C-H. And this older guy sitting across from me said, he can't be no more than 15. I mean, he said it where he could hear it because he turned around and looked at her. And it was sickening. And then he was trying to whisper whatever nasty words he was saying to the girl. And then what was more sick? He had a young girl sitting with him in his seat and they were going to the mall. And it was like, you're a female listening to a kid, a male, talk bad about another female, and you're sitting right there with them. This behavior is asinine to me. So the first thing I thought, who's his mom? Who's his dad? Because he probably curses in front of his parents. He probably calls his mother a bitch. Just saying. The fact that you could look at a person in a screen, like what I'm looking through, and call a female a fat age, you probably call your mother one. We're in desolate times. As someone in the chat said the other day, who was that, Patty or somebody? It's bad. We're in dire times, and we are. And I've listened to this other lady complaining and moaning. She had me so distracted tonight, talking about getting out the hospital and having a pacemaker and defibrillator, and she couldn't get her meds on time. And I thought, why are you telling me all this? You don't even know me. Okay, you're upset. You need your meds. You're mad at the doctor didn't call in the prescription when he should have. But you don't know me from a can of paint. And you're telling me all of your personal business. The only thing you didn't tell me was which hospital you just got out of. Do you all see what I'm saying? And I get it, there's days that we're not gonna feel our best. And we're gonna sadly be in public. But you do need to think about all the things you were saying to the masses. I don't think you need to be telling everybody, Oh, he left me. He's a dirty dog. He's been cheating on me. I don't think I want to hear that in Walmart. I don't want to hear it at the doctor's office. I don't want to hear all that. Oh, somebody just took their thumbs down. What? Shut your mouth. Well, you ain't bothering me none. Yeah, because my screen shows me how many people are watching and how many thumbs up. Somebody just took a thumbs up back. Wow, Indian giver. Well, that's life. I must have said something in this live that offended someone. That's nothing new when it comes to watching the Vault XL, because some of you all get your panties in a knot so easily. I don't give a damn. This is my show, and I don't care. I say what the hell I want to say. It's my opinion, just like you're entitled to your opinion. We do live in an effed up world, and we are doing too much out here. The children are wayward. They're easily coerced, easily manipulated to do what other children and other people are doing, things they're watching on TV, video games, videos, rock videos, music videos, rap videos, and it's a fake world. Another thing I noticed, that's true too, labels. I'm going to say this. Some black people may not like what I'm going to say. I don't care. I'm a black person. I feel like I can talk about another black person. You can agree to disagree. New wealth versus old wealth. Older wealthy people don't wear labels where you can see them. Do you understand what I'm saying? New wealth, new money as they call it. You got to wear everything head to toe Gucci. Gucci hat, Gucci shirt, Gucci pants. Fendi, F. I noticed that when I watch the reality TV shows. All these black folks walking around with the Fendi head to toe, Fendi bag, Fendi shirt, Fendi hat. Then here comes Gucci this, Gucci this, Gucci this. But a lot of people are wealthy, and usually it's more white people that are wealthy here in the United States, because this country has more white people here. Stay woke. They ain't walking around with a Fendi hat on, a Fendi jacket, Fendi pants, Fendi shoes, because old money, and even some newer money, they don't dress like that. They actually have on expensive clothes, but they don't probably look that expensive, such as the white collared shirt, button up, probably is $100. The jeans, $150. The shoes, $200. Nice pair of suede loafers, leather loafers. But you don't know that. And I remember watching a documentary years ago. A young lady was filming her mom, dad, they were wealthy, and she was trying to get her mom to speak on camera. And she says, we don't do that, dear. You never talk about money. But new money talks about money. Have you noticed that? If you ever watch a reality TV show, that's all they talk about. What I got, what I got, what I got. And everybody's wondering how you got it. Especially on them housewives shows. Everybody's worrying about how she got the house, why she keep moving around, how she's affording all these name brand clothes, shoes, accessories. And then you find out they're broke, they're defrauding people, they're thieves. They have $100,000 worth of credit cards, bills. Like the black lady off of Housewives of Potomac. They found a stolen credit card in her damn purse and raided her house, the feds. What are you doing with somebody's stolen credit card and you and your husband have highfalutin positions and you're professors and doctors or whatever the hell you are? See, that don't make no sense. A stolen credit card. 86 credit cards they said they found in her possession. What the fuck do you need with 86 credit cards? I refuse to believe Bill Gates has 86 credit cards. Okay? Hold on. So you got one for Old Time Pottery, Macy's, Abercrombie and Fitch, Saks Fifth Avenue, Lowe's, Home Depot. Stop me, I'm drowning up here. I'm going to say this and I'm going to check out of here. I don't want to bore you all. Old money was more sophisticated. I don't care if you were black, if you were white, Hispanic, whatever your nationality is. Old money was more sophisticated. They were doctors, lawyers, inventors, engineers, sports, entertainment. They were sophisticated. They never told people how much they made. They never told people that they were in debt. They were never jumping from car to car, house to house. They did not have debt. They did not have credit card debt, like what people have now who are allegedly wealthy. This is the reason why I don't get all excited when I watch these reality TV shows. Because the other day when I was watching The Housewives of Atlanta, I really could have stuck a ice pick in my forehead. It just was nauseating. All they do is talk about what this one's doing, that one's doing, and all you care about are name brand things and blah, 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 blah. And one of them is true. The one from Married to Medicine, Toya, she makes me sick. Everything, name brand, headband, shirt, purse, like you just a walking billboard for Fendi, Louis Vuitton, whomever. But you all, then her husband had the nerve to tell one of the other housewives, oh, it's normal for people to move around. No, it's not. No, it is not normal to keep moving from house to house. If you have a nice lump sum of money, when you get a nice lump sum and a little more, at some point, you sit your ass down and you build that house up, out. You don't keep moving. Nobody moves every 2-3 years and you're well off. That makes no sense. That means you're not managing your money. And then some of the houses were rentals. Oh yeah, because you owed all this money to the IRS, so we gotta rent. So you're giving people all these thousands of dollars a month going down the drain because you didn't want to pay Uncle Sam his portion. And yes, when you become wealthy, you gotta pay Uncle Sam. He wants all of his damn money. Most of us just want a little piece of the pie. We know we're gonna end up being depressed, suicidal, angry, bitter, bipolar, just like we were when we didn't have no damn. Send them to college. Soar to the moon. Don't have to sit up here and decide, well, do I put gas in my car or do I buy toilet paper? Do I pay my rent or do I pay the car note? You see where I'm going? You lease a car and you're well off. Put a nice amount of money down on a damn car and make a car note. If you're super wealthy, then you just buy the damn car straight out. And I remember something someone said to me. I had made a comment a few years ago, and I had said to this person, I said, if I became very wealthy, a millionaire plus, that I would still shop at the Dollar Tree. And this person told me, no, you wouldn't. I said, why would I not? They said, you wouldn't because you have money, you can go shop somewhere else. And Walmart, Target, Family Dollar, Dollar General, Walgreens, CVS. Y'all see where I'm going with that? Now, Lowe's, Home Depot, they only sell stuff for your house, so we'll exclude them. All this SHIT that's in the store is made in China. So it doesn't matter. And somebody said that the other day, TV shows, oh, I could have kissed the ground they walked on. Somebody was like, you're sitting there racking your brain trying to buy all this name brand stuff to show off and be seen. All of it's made in China. Exactly. Oh my God, I could have screamed. Because I've been saying that for years. Everybody is running out of breath to buy this, buy that, with all these different names, and it's all made in China, and could be a 10-year-old making your dress or your shoe. Now, yes, there are some things that are more expensive that are made, such as Dooney and Burke. They're worth the money, because I've had a Dooney and Burke before. Coach, purses, shoes, worth the money, better made. I get that. But this other stuff, such as this Dollar Tree coffee mug. This was $1 coffee mug, okay? Tree. Now, how do I know that the things made in those expensive stores, that sold in expensive stores, such as Williams and Sonoma, Old Time Pottery, we had Pottery Barn, all that, how do you know those items aren't in the same factory with this Dollar Tree mug? Did anybody ever think about that? I'm just saying. See, Queen stays in rotation. This brain don't never stop working, honey. I thought about that one day. I said, what if we were to take a trip to China into a factory and saw Dollar Tree mugs running down the little spinner thing, and then the next spinner has coffee mugs that's sold at Williams and Sonoma. But you don't know that. And then you pay all this money for a coffee mug versus the Dollar Tree coffee mug. Because we don't know. And I got a feeling those factories probably do have expensive items being made alongside the cheaper brand. Because I can tell you, this is a nice size coffee mug, and it's also heavy. So what's the difference between this and an expensive store coffee mug? Make it make sense. Both of them are clay pots. Clay pots that you put coffee in. That's my commentary. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday weekend. Happy New Year if I don't see you or hear from you again. If some of you decide to travel and don't jump back on into, the latest live streams that I do. But I just wanted to share with you my thoughts and share with you the polls. Thank you for taking the polls. Thank you for commenting under the polls, under the shorts. I've got a few shorts I put up the other day. I didn't read all the comments under these polls because I had to, every time I jump out, it takes me right back to the top of the community page. But I thank you all for commenting. And I think about a few people who have commented. Tropicana, thank you. Tropicana, how old are you, may I ask? How old are you? Because I'm 54. I was just curious to your age. I wanted to share that information with you guys. Oh, you're so welcome, Amy. A few of you had commented about the men not having the car. And this is for Miss Katina, because she comments a lot, Miss Katina Leslie. She was basically saying she doesn't want to be a chauffeur for a man, driving around all the time if he didn't have a car. And I understand that because people become dependent on people. When they're a woman, you want to be wine and dine. You want somebody to take you out. You want somebody to come get you, pick you up. You want to be able to go to his home, visit him. And those are great points for a man not having his own place. A woman wants to be able to go to your place. She wants to be able to go in your refrigerator, use your shower, your washing machine, your dryer, put her feet up on your couch, coffee table, which we know that's a faux pas, but you see where I'm going. She can't do that if he's always coming and going to the woman's house. That shit gets old. The car. No woman wants to keep picking up a man. That's something I never liked as a young woman. Having a car and you ain't got no damn car. Your car? Hell no. Because that's how shit gets messed up. Vandalized, stolen, keyed up, accidents. Nobody knows what happened. You know, I've shared you that story years ago when a certain person bought my car and there was an incident with my car. Still don't know the truth about that. The point is, blind trust. At some point, we trust people. We trust them to allegedly do right by us, and they don't. And I get it. There's nothing wrong with liking a person. You want to show you like a person, but you don't want to get used. And when you date someone who don't have their own, that is exactly what you're setting yourself up for. I don't care if the man starts out saying, I ain't trying to use you, I ain't trying to do this. MF, you will eventually, because you ain't got nothing. You don't have your own place. So that means you are either sleeping in somebody else's house and you're going to always be coming to my house. That ain't no good. You don't have a car. That means I got to pick you up or you got to make a way to come see me. Still bad business. And God knows the worst one, he ain't got no money, he ain't got no job. Now, how are we going to do anything? You don't have no money. You don't got no car. You don't got your own place. And if you get limited money, either you're retired, draw Social Security or SSI, that's a fucking problem too if it ain't a whole lot of money. Because big girl likes big things. I want to go out, I want to be wined and dined. I remember an older neighbor where I used to live made a comment saying he wanted to date white women. Remember I told you all about that? I like white women because they don't want a lot. I said, what white woman you been talking to? Negro, what white woman you been talking to? I said, well, the white women I know, they get their hair done, they get their nails done, they shop, they like perfume, they like to eat out. You must be talking about a white woman from the 1600s. The hell out of here. I don't care if she likes drinking up 6 cases of Mountain Dew a damn month. Who you think she gonna be asking for her Mountain Dew, her cigarettes, her drugs? I said that. Ooh, Queen, that's not nice, but I said it anyway. Stop the BS. See, the profiling, the stereotypes from an old black fool who had the nerve to say to a black woman, that's why I like dating women. They don't want a lot of stuff. I want to say, well, you obviously don't watch reality TV. Because them white women I see, they shops. And they using somebody's damn credit card. And ain't no woman, I don't give a damn what her race is, wants to be with a man that don't want to buy nothing, don't want to spend anything, always crying about what he ain't. And when I was 30-something, I didn't want to hear it. When I was in my 20s, I didn't want to hear it. Because that gets old. Because you're setting the tone of what it's going to be like, which is absolutely nothing. No woman wants to be with a man that cannot do for her. He can't take her anywhere. He can't buy her anything. I don't want to wait until the first of the month for you to buy me anything and do anything for me. And also, let me tell you this. That goes from getting a paycheck too. I gotta wait 2 more weeks. I gotta wait till the 10th. I used to hear this from some bobblehead who I really wasn't interested in, but I used to just listen at his stories because he's like all these other ones that I attract. They always love to story tell. A woman don't want to wait on a check of any kind. Of any kind. Hell no. Because that's what your life's going to be like. I got to wait till the 3rd. I got to wait till the 1st. I got to wait 2 more weeks when I get my work check. And then, oh yeah, I got to give my sister some money. I got to give my kids some money. I got to go give my grandmama some money. I got to go pay this. Okay, that's another one. Crying about what you got to go pay for. But what does it have to do with me? Needs to hear this. She might be my age, she might be older, she might be younger. Don't settle. That settling is dangerous. And I'm seeing just a trend with these men. They don't want nothing. And my daddy told me that people do what they want, when they want, and as far as their money, they spend it how they see fit. And he ain't never lied. You see, a person could say, I don't got no money. What they really are saying, I don't have no money for you. I don't have any money to give to you, Miss Lady. But I got money for me. And I tell you what else is depressing, once again, hearing a person go on and on about that's low rent. Excuse me. That's low rent to me. That's just like bottom barrel. Just bottom of the barrel. I ain't got for $2, $5, but you rather go spend it on getting high, getting geek, getting drunk. Time to see her, visit her, because you too busy trying to get your geek on, get your drunk on, get your high on, whatever the hell you into. Or you ain't got but a few dollars to buy this today. And then that other thing, what you cooking, what you got to eat? Oh, I'm hungry, do you cook? What are you buying? You know I love it. Don't ever let a man come in your house asking about nothing to eat. Especially if he brand new. Oh yeah, brand new. You're supposed to be visiting, not eating. You need to bring a basket with some goodies inside. And if you really like me, you should be taking me out to get familiar enough to be coming to my house to say, what's to eat? I'm hungry. I ain't ate. I need something. All that's a personal problem. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, somebody you've been dealing with, okay for them to come and say, I'm a little hungry. I'm a little thirsty. Do you have something to eat or drink? But a new person, freshly out the gate, should not be going into a woman's home asking her about what she got to eat, to drink, whether it be soda pop, liquor, beer. I don't give a damn. You are going to visit. You are already letting her know you're only concerned about what's in the refrigerator, what's in the deep freezer. Hell no. And it also can become a habit too, down the road, to be clarified. So like that either. Yes, that's the new name for a bum. Bum can be in a shiny suit or shiny shoes. Nice to do, could work, not work, have a job, no job, a car, no car, have a place to live, no place to live. A cookie monster is somebody that just wants to devour all of your time, your energy, your food, your body, everything, but don't give nothing in return. Honoring, disrespectful, narcissist, sociopath, psychopath. That's a cookie monster. In case you're curious. You don't want a cookie monster because it gets old. A person, they don't have time for you. They can't make time for you. They always got excuses. Can't show up, can't visit, don't got no car, don't got no money, don't got nowhere to live, can't offer you nothing. The only thing they can offer you is their penis. And you know you can get a penis anywhere, even a plastic one. Excuse my language. It gets old. And when you get to this age, you don't want to be leaning on a plastic penis that makes the buzzing sound. Nothing like the real thing. Let me tell you something I saw earlier, and I'm definitely going to get out of here because I want you to go check it out for yourself. The older black lady that had the reality show in St. Louis that was selling she had a restaurant chains or whatever. She has made a music video. And when I saw that video earlier today, I thought I had lost my damn mind. I saw it and someone said, don't click on the queen, but click on the queen because you're curious. I clicked on it. Here's an old woman sitting around her friends, singing in her living room about wanting a man and giving him some. Miss Robbie, that's her name. Miss Robbie, I know, got to be 80-something years old. She used to sing professionally back in the day. I believe it was with Diana Ross or one of them ladies. Do you know how crazy that looked? Sweetie Pie. That Tropicana no. Shut your mouth. There you go, Sweetie Pie. When I saw that video today, I said, oh Lord, I'm gonna be late. I ain't gonna never get to the hospital to get this mammogram. Miss Robbie, you know you don't need to be talking like that. Now we get it. All ages have sex. Let's verify to clarify. Clarify to verify. All ages have sex. All ages still have preferences. All ages desire sex but can't perform. But Miss Robbie, looking at somebody almost 100 years old, singing about wanting some, getting some, and gonna take a shower to get some, that's too much information. Sweetie Pie Low is what I'm gonna call her. Do you know how crazy that video looked? And it was like 6 minutes long. You know I didn't sit around to listen to that nonsense. I had to cut that off because you know my attention span is very short. I said, Satan, what message are you sending to the universe with this nonsense? Now, I'm not no hater, and I'm all for a woman getting her groove on. I said a similar. I thought I was speaking in tongues when I was listening to that, when I was watching that video today. I said, what the hell is this? I thought it was gonna be like a short skit, you know, a little short skit play. She started singing, and I said, oh yeah, that's right, she used to sing. But I wasn't expecting to hear an 80-something-year-old woman talking about getting her some and trying to get dressed to get her some. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier in this live. Too much information. Friends about how she gonna get dolled up, dressed up to go out on a date and get her some later. By Stella. That ain't cute. I think that was worse than any reality TV show I have seen since I've been living. That's too much right there. Who wants to see their mother, you know her son locked up for MURDER. Who wants to see or hear their mother singing a song about getting her son? And she 80-something years old. Shut your mouth. I don't. You don't even want to think of your parents having sex. And you know your parents had sex to get you here. You don't want to think about your children having sex. Vice versa. Anybody hear me? Anybody listening? And like I said, we know that when you are elderly, you still desire sex. You still are attracted to people. That's not the problem. The problem is singing and dancing about it. Just like hearing that old people in the nursing home assisted living are having sex. That ain't something you really want to picture. Hey, I'm getting older, and I told myself that recently. Queen, you know there's going to be a day you may not be able to do anything. You may not desire. You may not be able to get up. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about all this being fully gray, because she's graying now. And I told myself, can I just start letting it go all the way gray and no more hair color? Probably not. Not until it's so gray, it's too much work to color. You see where I'm going? So I definitely don't want to think about the day I can't perform, the day I don't desire sex, the day I just say, oh, I want to quilt a blanket. Hell no, never. That ain't gonna never be queen. I'm HGTV bound. But I'm just saying, there's certain things I'm doing and singing about getting some at 80, 82, 85, that ain't cute. That ain't cute. It's no different than me listening to a 15-year-old talk about she gonna get dressed to get her song. I said that. Tropicana, you know I'm real. It's just certain things you don't want to hear and see. I don't care about anybody getting offended. You know they don't look right. Now, I bet you I could go and have this conversation with somebody else and they'll say, oh, you're such a square. No, I'm not a square. I just think there's a way of doing things as a woman and a man. I don't think you need to be overtly talking about your sex, your sexuality, what you prefer, what you like to do, what you've had done to you. You don't need to tell people you like oral sex, how you do it, last time you did it. You see where I'm going? Your fetishes. It's not coffee table talk. I can love sex all I want, desire all I want, but I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to stand on top of my head to make a point. And I don't care for people who do this. I don't care if you're a woman, if you're a man. I don't care if you're a child. It's not cute. It's not cute coming from any age to overtly talk about sex. What you like and what you don't like, what's been done to you, what you want to try. Okay, keep it to yourself. Although I ask y'all all type of questions and scenarios, it's still a limit to what I'm going to divulge on the live stream and even ask a guest or somebody in the chat. I'm never going to ask you, do you like oral sex or any other type of sex? I'm not going to ask you about fetishes, what your type is or ain't. I don't rock like that. Now, could somebody slip in the chat and tell their business? Of course. But you will never say, Queen asked us this in the chat, in a short, on a poll. Hell no. You got to have some etiquette about yourself. And I'm going to die this way. And this is what I'm saying. We're doing too much. This new way of living, this new money, overt wealth, Gucci down, Louis Vuitton down, looking like clowns, men walking around with diamond chokers on. That ain't cute. That ain't appealing. I don't care if you're a rapper or you're an NFL football player or you're just a wealthy guy. I don't want to see you in a diamond choker. I don't want to see you in a chain that's tight around your neck that looks feminine to me. I said that. That's my opinion. And I'm tired of you men walking around in these suits too tight. I get it. That's the look, but it ain't cute. Because a suit is supposed to fit nicely. But now everybody that's buffed up, muscled up, his suit too tight, his shirt too tight. I thought, well, if you had to run and take off, you might as well just strip down naked because you wouldn't be able to run down the street in that too tight ass shirt and overcoat and breeches. It's too much. It's like monkey see, monkey do. And yes, I like a well-built man. I like a muscular man. It's not what I'm saying. But when you see the clothes are too tight, it's like you're trying too hard. And it's not necessary. Airing dirty laundry on the internet, it's not necessary. Telling all your business, who did what, naming names, not a good idea. You catch something, HIV, AIDS, whatever, syphilis, don't tell nobody. That should be between you, your gynecologist, and God. And if you want to tell that person who you think gave it to you, okay. Keep something to yourself. Self-preservation is first. Love yourself. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with telling somebody no. I can't, I won't, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't want to. Oprah said that once. I had to learn to tell people no. Of course, you're a multimillionaire. You got to tell people no, or you wouldn't have no money. Checkmate. And as for the past, would you ask your spouse to participate in having a one-time affair? Weigh in. And would you be offended? Because I never asked that question on the poll. I think that's my next question when I end this live stream. Would you be offended if your partner asked you for a hookup, a one-time pass to have an affair? Would you be offended? Or would you say, okay, sure, you go ahead and do it. I won't do it, but you go ahead and do it. And see if my you know what will be here when you get back. But somebody might say, yeah, I'll be here waiting on you. Come back and tell me how it went. There are people who like open relationships. There are people who go along with it. But as I said before, it is usually a recipe for disaster if you decide out on your partner, your husband, wife, and decide to sleep with another person, tell them about it, I think it will cause some serious damage. And basically, you're saying you don't have respect for your partner. And I get it. Some people have a high sex drive. They like different types of sex. They like different types of people. They're attracted to a multitude of people, men, women. So they realize they can't be faithful. They can't be monogamous. If that is you, okay, that's your bag. But you know you need to be safe. You need to use contraceptives. You need to use condoms as not to get anyone pregnant or pass any diseases. But a couple, either married or not, you need to know you're opening Pandora's box. If you say, hey, let's both give each other a pass to sleep around, because I think we all know it will not be a one-time deal. Because you teach people, how to treat you. So if you give your partner a pass to go mess around with whomever, even same sex, there's a chance it's going to be another time and another time and another time. And now you are thinking about that other person and not your spouse. And your spouse is going to eventually realize he ain't into me, she ain't into me. She ain't making dinner, she ain't doing this, he ain't touching me, he ain't kissing me, he ain't coming home. And then you have to ask yourself, is it worth it, the consequences of the past? Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below this video. Follow me on the Newsbreak app. Take the polls on my community page and my movie suggestions for the week. Single black female, single black female 2, single black female 3, Lifetime and Tubi. Also, I put in The Swerve earlier in the week. It is a movie free on Tubi. Very interesting movie about a school teacher getting herself entangled in some nonsense. $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Tropicana says stay away from that Pandora's box, always. Well, most people can't, Tropicana. That is the very reason why people are in divorce court, why people are hurt physically, mentally, and why some people are DEAD. Because somebody lashes out, pops off, finds out you've been cheating, and then they decide to unalive you, and worst case scenario, unalive themselves as well. We have a lot of unstable people, and I've been seeing a lot of stories in the YouTube queue of men unaliving women when they got caught. The woman said she wanted to leave, she was unhappy, filed for divorce, and then she ends up deceased. As I always tell you, you don't know people. There's no such thing. And usually the situation is heightened when you're telling the person face to face, hey, I don't want to be with you. I want you out. And then boom, 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 we have a casualty. If you even think you're with someone violent, you need to go ahead and leave them alone, and you don't give notice, as to preserve your life, and especially if you have children. That's my commentary. Would you give your spouse the pass, and you take the pass as well? Weigh in, take the poll on my community page, comment under the short, and also comment under this live to let me know if you would take the pass, and also give permission to your spouse. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, sorry for the buffering, and I'm right here at the router, so you know how that goes. Makes no sense. But anywho, modern technology. Take the polls, everybody. I am so grateful for all of you who have taken the polls, commented in this live, commented under those polls and the videos. Thank you so much, because I make these polls for you and myself, give you a voice to express yourself. And once again, when you take the polls, nobody knows how you voted unless you comment. But thank you for patronizing. I look forward to bringing you new content and commentary in the future, 2026, and prayers for our children. They are our future, so let's respect them and treat them with dignity. So if you see something, say something, be a part of the solution and not the problem. Amen. I'm going to get out of here and get me some late dinner. Thank you so much. I appreciate the camaraderie and talking to the queen. Yes, thank you, Tropicana. Thank you for commenting. I thank you all for coming in this live. We only had a few people watching, but that's okay. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for the thumbs up. God bless you. And I'll be back. Also, comment on the community page what you would like to see in the future on this network as far as commentary and subject matter. As most of you know, this is not a true crime channel. Talk about life, relationships, hypothetical situations, crazy, outlandish behavior, and sometimes a little true crime. I'm out of here. Have a good weekend. You have been listening to The Violent Self. Thank you.